Hello friends, I welcome you all to this online session of a BSc Part 3 Compulsory English. In the last few sessions, we have already discussed the module number 1 Part A and Part B. And in the last session, we have started discussing module number 2 Part A, that is e-communication. And while introducing this module, I discussed with you about the process of communication, how it is a two-way communication, how message is encoded in a language, how it is decoded by the receiver, how speaker and listener uh, communicate with each other, send messages to each other, and how the cycle of communication is completed with the help of or with the feedback of the receiver. So this is what we learned in the last session. We also learn that there are various types of a communication according to its content and use of medium or means. I think we also discuss in detail about the types of communication, formal, informal, and according to verbal, non-verbal, and all these things we have already discussed in detail. With the advancement in science and technology, especially, we are more concerned with this phase of human history of human communication, where we were moving from one part to another part. We were observing, witnessing a kind of revolution or revival in the part of technology, in the uh, what we see, the medium we have or the platform we have to communicate gives us access to the globe. So the electronic communication becomes, you can see, the beat of the contemporary world. So it's simply speaking communication which is done by using electronic medium like all internet, telephone, mobile, voicemail. All these are the, you know, all these things, even the WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, all these are the electronic medium which we use to communicate with people, with the individual person or even with the group of people. So this is called as an e-communication. Then we discuss about the advantages of this e-communication. So what are the advantages? See, there are various advantages of e-communication, like speedy transfer of messages, wide coverage, managing global access, exchange of feedback, reasonable cost, etc. So this is what we discussed in detail in the last session. We were not discussing, or we were not going into detail of all these things once again. So let us now move towards the first part of this module, that is the electronic mail or email. So today you can see this is a very common one. We all know about email. We receive in on a daily basis. We receive mail and we also send mail. We also get the mails of promotions of different companies. We also get the mail from government. We also get the mail from university, from this college management, to you, college administration, to you, regarding different things. So email is a very general thing today. We all are uh, acquainted with it, but we should know that how to write email. What are the certain things that we should keep in mind while drafting the email? So this is what is an attempt to uh, teach you how to write an email. So electronic mail, or in short email, or email, is one of the most popular and useful feature of communication using internet. Email means a type of mail delivered through electronic means and being transmitted electronically. So this is what we have already discussed this in the last session, that this delivered through email. What we do when we want to send a email to someone, we go to the online. We have a Google account or Yahoo account, Hotmail account, Reddit mail account. We open our account, we go to the write mail or compose mail or draft mail, and when we start typing the message, and we send the message, or if we want to attach a file, we attach the file from computer and send it to the receiver. So this is what you can set electronically. This is delivered, and electronic means is used to transfer this message. So that is, therefore it is called as an electronic mail. Electronic. If we think about the conventional method of writing a letter, you can see you require a pen, you require a paper, you require a paper, that postcard, that you have to write all these things, you have to paste it, and you have to post it. All these things require a time, require money, and all these things. But when we think about this email, it is very cost effective. Within a second you send this to the receiver. If you have a valid email address of the receiver, you can send your message within seconds. So this is what you can see is a important advantage of a email. In other words, it is a system of sending written messages, information, pictures, files using electronic systems like computer, mobile, etc. Understand the difference between conventional mail and email. We can't send pictures or files with the help with the mail, with the conventional mail, but with the help of an email we can write message, we can send information, we can send pictures, files using electronic systems like computer, mobile, etc. So it gives you the access of a huge data. It gives you an opportunity to send file or multiple files to the receiver. So this is what is important. You can exchange textual as well as non-textual messages, scan the documents, files through email. So this is what we can understand. All these things are very important to note, and all these things are very cost effective. It is economic in cost and economic in time. So email correspondence has several advantages. It is faster and cheaper. This is the most important advantage of the email. It is faster and cheaper. As soon as you enter or you press the enter button on your computer, this mail is delivered to the receiver. So this is what is a faster and cheaper method of communication, as it gives instant access to people all over the world. And without, so if you send for example, if you want to send a letter to a Petersburg, your friend in a Petersburg, or your friend in Russia somewhere, you have to write him a message, you later you can see this mail is delivered to him after 20 or 21 days, because it go to the airmail, then airmail is delivered to the local authority, then local authority sort it out, then the sorted messages were again boarded to the vehicle, this vehicle reached to another vehicle, and then it is reached to the hands of the postman, and the postman deliver the message. So it is a lengthy and very costly process, and it requires a very I think 20 or 21 days it requires. But in a email, you can see without a single minute, within a click, we can share the message. Therefore, instant access to people all over the world is the most important advantage of a email. Then email services of cost. So there is no cost of this email service. Only it is free, but it needs a internet. So what we supposed to do? We supposed to buy a internet access from Idea, from Airtel, from BSNL. What we do, we buy internet access. And this Gmail, Hotmail, Reddit Mail, Yahoo, all these things are free of cost. There is no, they were not charging any cost on this email. Messages through emails are sent all over the world within a short time. So within a very short time, this message is delivered. You can send a large quantity of files, documents, ideas, etc. through email. So you can send all these things: files, documents, images, photographs, charts, diagrams through email. Another benefit of email is that you can send the same message to number of person at the same time. All of we will see that how we can send the messages to the people. So the messages sent and received by email can be sorted and organized according to our needs, and we can share, we can save these messages in different folders on the email account. So this is what a very cost effective, and it gives different facilities to you. So instead of, if you send a copy of a letter in a conventional way with a paper and pencil, you can see you have to xerox copy it or you have to rewrite it and then keep it to your box file or your office file. So this requires a time and money, but when you send an email, you can see, or if you when you receive an email, you can see, you can sort it out and you can send it to the different folders. You can send it to the different folders. So this is what is a very advantageous method of communication. So another benefit is that it is eco-friendly. We were not using a single paper in electronic mail. We were not using a single paper in a electronic mail. It is a very eco-friendly. So most of the offices, even the government offices, were becoming paperless offices, because the communication that they require to do, they do it with an electronic medium. So instead of using huge amount of pages and cutting the trees, for that purpose, we can save the trees by adapting, accepting, or promoting the electronic communication. So this is what eco-friendly, that is also in need of contemporary period. So we have already discussed all these things. I think we should repeat this email, the advantages of email and all these things. So let us begin with 1.1, that is creating an email. This is creating an email ID. This is the first important step in sending an email message. I think as you are the student of a BSc part 3, most of you may have email ID. If you don't have email ID, you should have email ID, because it requires to you for your PG, for the admission of a PG classes. So this is a very right time to start or begin your uh, Gmail account or Yahoo account. So the first step of creating an email ID is creating an email ID. For email communication, you must have your email account. You can visit the website of an email provider and create an email account. Email address includes three-part format. See, user ID at host dot domain. See, for example, user ID is Sudhir, at host is Gmail dot domain is com. So this is what the email address is. Email address always contains this. Address always contains user ID, that is a very individual one, at the host is a common one, and domain is also a common one. Domain may be co.in, com, or just co. So this is what or many times if you are opening your account and org, organized server, organized server of an organization, you can also write a domain of an org. So this is this is a very common content of the email ID. User ID at host domain. So this is what important. The user ID is the name of the user. At sign follows the account name, the host of the email account, that is a Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, etc. The domain, for example, .com, in, org, and net, etc. So domain name can be this .com, in, org, net, or co.in. Such kind of domain name are. So your email, if you open your email address, you can see there is Sudhir at gmail.com, or Sudhir98 at gmail.com. This is what you can see is a email ID. The structure or format of the email contains the slots like from, to, subject, and compose mail. Sender's address is given at the top of the slot. From the next slot is to, which includes the receiver's email address. So we will see it with actual wait a minute. We will go to Gmail and we will understand. This is a Gmail account. You have to go to this Gmail. So this is my Gmail account. You can see this is my email address, and when I want to compose a mail, you can say to, subject, all these things are here, CC, BC, all these things are here. So you can see the structure of the format of email contains the slot like from means you. Here this is a bit advanced one. So instead of from is here, to, then subject, here is the subject, and compose mail. Subject and compose mail. Senders email address, compose mail, here is the box for a compose mail. Here you can write, type anything that you want, you whatever you want to send a message. So sender's email address is given at the top in the slot from. The next slot is to, especially this is a Reddit mail composition. In Gmail we don't have from, it automatically generated from you, but in Reddit mail you have to write from there, from the drsuldain at gmail.com or drsuldain at redditmail.com, you have to write it down. Then the next are to, which includes the receiver's email address. So this is also very important that you should note receiver's address very carefully, because if you miss a single dot from that address, your message will not be delivered. So the slot of CC, here is also CC, you can understand, here is CCC, CC, and then BCC, you can understand. Here are the CC. What is the CC and BCC? CC denotes the email address of the person when you want to send the same mail to a more than one person. So you can write with the CC, that is a carbon copy. So it is denoted by CC, which means added carbon copy or courtesy copy. By using this option, you can send the same mail to many persons. Carbon copy, courtesy copy you would like to send. There is another option, that is a BCC. What is the BCC and what is the difference between the CCC and BCC? See, BCC means add blind carbon copy, blind courtesy copy, that is send these person the same letter but don't let them see any of the other addresses when you don't want to all to see each other's addresses. So BCC is a blind carbon copy or blind courtesy copy, where other receivers don't know whether this message is delivered to me only or other persons also. So this is what you can understand. Creating an email ID is important. So next is subject line. This is also very important one. The subject line of the email message is as important as the actual message. Subject line, you can understand, here is the subject line, here is the subject line. There should be an appropriate subject line for your email. So there should be, so many times we write it down in an office context, and in office context you should be very precise one, very accurate one. You should convey the message very accurately to the person, and for that purpose you require an accurate subject line. It gives a kind of hint or a sign for your message. When people receive number of messages, a catchy and meaningful subject line will attract and enable receiver to see the mail. So this is what is the important thing that we should keep in our mind when we design a subject line. What is it? It gives a kind of hint or a sign for your message. That is a sign for your message. What is the subject matter of your message? What is the subject matter of your message? That is, for example, you are working in a textile industry, and one of the unit number 3 to 5 is not working well. So you should write in a subject, and you have to write it down to your authorities. So you should write die function of 3 to 5. So this is a subject line which gives hint or a sign of your message. So another person will immediately understand that there is a problem with 3 to 5 and I have to read this message. So when people receive a number of messages, a catchy and meaningful subject line will attract and enable the receiver to see mail. So this is what is important, that we should understand the subject line should be attractive and enable the receiver to see the mail. When you send an email without subject, you might have seen automatically generated reminder. Would you like your message to be sent without a message? This is what a pop-up window appears on your screen when you start to want to send a message. So this is significant to know how to write a subject line is important. So the subject line should be a short, specific and explicit, referring to the message clearly. All these things are very important. Short. You should not write what you are supposed to write in a compose, what you are right to write in a compose box. Instead of that, you should be a very short, precise one in your subject line. Specific one, explicit one. It should be self explanatory. It should be explicit, it should be specific, it should be short, and it should hint the subject of the message. It should use the keywords of the messages, and it should use the keywords. Keywords means, as I give you an example, die function of unit 3 to 5. Here the keywords are die function, that is the problem, and unit 3 to 5. These are the keywords of the message. Don't write subject line using all the capital letters. So this is what many times happens with us. We generally write, or we never follow the rules of capitalization, but we should follow the rules of capitalization when we were thinking dealing with the email. Here are some examples of a drafting proper subject line. See, information about organizing of a study tour. Information about organizing of a study tour. Regarding rescheduling of student council meeting. See the subject lines, very precise one, explicit and short. Schedule of the October-November examinations. Invitation of wedding ceremony. You can understand all these things. All these are very short kind of things. So then keep in mind that the proper subject line will help the recipient of the email in understanding of the concept proper. So this is what the subject line is. It is also very important to know. So we will stop here and continue the same in the next session. We were discussing how to write email. So thank you for listening.